De'Aaron Fox has just been traded to the San Antonio Spurs. The Kings are trading point guard De'Aaron Fox and point guard Jordan McLaughlin to the San Antonio Spurs and will receive Zach LaVine from the Chicago Bulls as part of a 3-team deal, as well as CD Sissoko from the Spurs and a 2027 Spurs first-round pick, the 2025 Hornets lottery-protected first-round pick this year, and 2 second-round picks. The Spurs will receive De'Aaron Fox and Jordan McLaughlin. And the Chicago Bulls will receive Kevin Huerter, Trey Jones, and Zach Collins, as well as they will be getting their first-round pick in this year's draft back from San Antonio, and also some second-round pick draft capital. So first off, for the Spurs, this is a great deal for them. All they had to give up was CD Sissoko, Trey Jones, Zach Collins, and a first-round pick in 2027, and they have De'Aaron Fox to go with Victor Wembanyama, one of the best point guards in the league. I don't remember if he's been an all-star yet, but he definitely should be. He's a pretty good basketball player, and they get him for not that much, especially considering what some other teams have given up for point guards on about Fox's level before in the past. For Chicago, this is a pretty decent deal. They get some guys on okay contracts that they can kind of take a flyer on. Kevin Huerter, he's not a long-term guy in Chicago. Zach Collins might be a good look at that center. He's only like 27 years old. And then also, lastly, Trey Jones will get a long look at that point guard. I think that he might be a long-term fit in Chicago, especially if Josh Giddey moves on from them in the offseason. And then lastly, for Sacramento, all they get for De'Aaron Fox, who's one of their best players they've had in the last 25 years, all they get for him is Zach LaVine, who's good, but I don't know if he's going to stay in Sacramento long term. And then they get a 2027 first-round pick and a couple of seconds. Like, that's not going to be much of a good package in 10 years. And then also that's first-round pick from Charlotte this year that's lottery protected. Charlotte is almost guaranteed to be in the lottery, which means that they will keep their pick. For the San Antonio Spurs, I'm giving them a A-. I think that this is a good trade, but I do think that they pulled a trigger on a big trade a little bit too early. They could have waited a little bit longer, but nonetheless, very good trade. For the Chicago Bulls, I'm going to give them an A+. This is really good draft capital and good young pieces that they can flip in the offseason for Zach LaVine, who people just last year were saying would only go for a couple seconds in an expiring contract. And then for the Kings, I have to give them a C-. This isn't a bad trade for them necessarily, especially if Fox really wanted out himself.